Hello, music fans. Glad you're here. This is Matthew Hunt. I own and run Retroactive Records and Boone'sOverstock.com, and I have some new releases for you today. However, just wanted you to know that I'm in a very good mood because over my lifetime, I've had a very, very bad relationship with weed eaters. Maybe some of you can relate. Please comment down below if you can relate. But I have not enjoyed tapping on the ground and the stupid string not coming out when it's supposed to. So the last few years I've gone without a weed eater, and I really need one. So I've paid people to do it. I've sprayed some weed killer, but I really needed to embrace a new way. And so today was that day. So I just got back from Lowe's, and I am now the proud owner of this Cobalt 80-volt weed eater. Yes, it's a monstrosity of epic proportions, and it will go up to 1 hour on its battery, which I'll probably need all of that. I'm excited about it. No gasoline, no mixture, no carburetor problems. Just charge that battery up and let her rip, crossing my fingers that the stupid string comes out the way it's supposed to. But you are now looking at a yard waste eradicator of epic proportions to be. So the battery's charging right now. So I thought I would take this time to share with you a video about some cool stuff that just came out. Both of them on Retroactive Records. Actually, I have several CDs and vinyl to share with you, but two of the featured ones are brand new releases on Retroactive Records and Boone'sOverstock.com. By the way, if you wouldn't mind, subscribe to this channel, share, make comments. All that stuff helps the scene and helps promote these cool bands and these cool releases that we put out. And if you're watching this, you're probably interested in it at some point. And just below, there's a little bell on the right-hand side. If you would click that, that would means that you'll get a notification every time that we post new material. And I would be grateful if you would be willing to do that. So, you've heard of the band Deliverance. Put out the 1985 Greeting of Death. That's right, Greeting of Death demo, which went on to sell something crazy like 10,000 units just on Retroactive Records alone. We have had 3 different pressings of that on CD. And just last year, I don't have it with me, but just last year we put out the Greeting of Death demo on a 12-inch black vinyl, also on cassette and on CDs. So we have 3 different pressings. That's how well Deliverance has sold. That's how much of a fan base that the band has out of California. Jimmy Brown is the one that wields the Deliverance brand and band, and he is the brainchild behind it. He's had some really, really, really skilled players, but one of his most creative releases is Deliverance Learn. And as you see, it's got a really cool hype sticker on there. This has never been on vinyl before. It came out on Intense Records in 1993. And so in 2020, it sees its very first time on vinyl. Now, the band is known for their first few albums as thrash. Then after that, we had Stay of Execution, which was a hybrid of sort of the Creative Years and thrash, both. This is the album that came after Stay of Execution, and it fully embraced the creative stuff. Terry Taylor from Daniel Amos is the producer. It even has a massive write-up by Terry Taylor, the brainchild behind Daniel Amos, Swirling Eddies, stuff like that. As you can see, we have the lyric sheet, and then this is the write-up by Terry Taylor. It's a really great one. You could never read it in the original issue. It was illegible. So this is the very first time it's ever been on vinyl, and you can read that. You've got the whole lyrics, and Scott Waters from No Life Till Metal Graphics did an amazing collage. Beautiful, beautiful stuff there. Love that. And we thought about doing this on color vinyl. We were going to do, I can't remember what color we are going to do, maybe white. But we thought this was just really a cool one to do on black vinyl. Really been getting into black vinyl, to be quite honest with you. I just like it. And when we took a look at the artwork is just not super colorful. We thought about orange, we thought about splatter, but you know, it's sort of that 90s non-flamboyant artwork, and we just thought that black was the way to go, so we gave it a great hype sticker, gave it a deluxe printed inner sleeve, and that's available down below. Down below, you have all the ordering instructions, but you can go to boonesilverstock.com and you can pick that up. I did show this in a different video, but we also have the CD, which has got a 12-page booklet. It's all been digitally remastered by Rob Caldwell of Bombworks Sound. Phenomenal job. One thing I ought to mention is if you look at the song titles on here, this might as well be a greatest hits album by Deliverance. Time, 1990, Learn, In the Will, Who Am I, The Rain, Desperate Cries, Sanctuary. Good God. If you like thick, crunchy, progressive metal with intelligent, thoughtful lyrics, this is the perfect album. Don't complain to me about the creative years. Do not complain to me that it's not thrash. This is crunchy, epic, progressive metal that is melodic and catchy, with riffs that get ingrained in your brain and have nowhere to go but repeat. So, this phenomenal album. I'm so glad to see it finally on vinyl. I could not be happier with the remastering. I could not be happier with the packaging. And now it's on vinyl. Phenomenal. I do have some more Deliverance stuff coming up. But on the little lighter side, the more progressive alternative rock, we have a brand new release by Sixpence None the Richer. You might know Sixpence as the band that brought you Kiss Me. What was that, 1999 or something like that? Well, this is their very first album. It came out in 1994. It's called The Fatherless and the Widow. The Fatherless and the Widow. It features Matt Slocum, Lee Nash, the whole gang. They're very young. It's got tremendous songs. I remember this coming out and getting tremendous fanfare in Heaven's Metal magazine, HM. Actually, I think it was HM magazine by that time. So the hype was worth it. As you can see, it also comes with a hype sticker. We're trying to do hype stickers on all the retroactive releases from now on. I'm really proud of this, hot off the presses. This has never been on vinyl before. We did reissue 100 units of This Beautiful Mess, which is it's a progressive rock album that has no peers. It's amazing. It sold out in about a week. We do have a few copies. We actually hammered manufacturing. Do you have any leftover copies that you did not send us? And they actually did. So they sent us a few extra copies, and we did put them up on our site. So if you want This Beautiful Mess, get them before they sell out. But this is The Fatherless and the Widow. Here's the back cover. One of the things we did was feature a track that we left off this beautiful mess. So if you look, this track here, Melting Alone, that was on this beautiful mess, but because of time constraints, we could not include it on the record. At manufacturing, they have recommended time lengths. Otherwise, you risk thinner grooves, needles popping out, not as deep of a sound. So we don't like to push the envelope on length of vinyl if we can help it. So we, and plus it was just out of, like, we could not put it on the last one. So we did put it on this as a bonus track. It did have some, it had at least one or two Sixpence fans complain about it. But I had promised Sixpence fans that I would get Melting Alone on vinyl. I am coming through on my promise. It is a bonus track, so if you don't want to listen to the last track of Melting Alone on this, just stop your record before it gets to that track. So that would be my recommendation. But I never really had people complain about a bonus track before. But I think it's pretty cool, and I've had other Sixpence fans tell me, hey, I'm just glad to have it, the song Melting Alone on vinyl in any way, shape, or form. So thank you to those folks. I appreciate it. Also, I am sporting my Deliverance Greeting of Death shirt. I should have mentioned that when I was talking about them. But here we go with a 2020 200 units of The Fatherless and the Widow. I'm really happy with how it came out. It also has a printed inner sleeve that the vinyl slides in and out. It also has lyrics and a cool band pick of When They're So Young. It's just really good. You've got the full-size lyrics and orange pop cream. This is beautiful. This is beautiful, friends. It is so good, too. The songs on here are so good. I honestly didn't listen to it a lot growing up. Actually, by '94, I was already grown up, but barely. But Field of Flowers, Spotlight, Follows from the Widow, Musings, Trust, Falling Leaves. Falling Leaves is superb. Um, Meaningless, Trust, and Trust Reprise. Those are like a worship song that just gets in your brain, and it's so great. So I'm really happy with how that came out. Only 200 copies available, so be sure to pick up your copy. They have sold well, and I don't expect them to stay in print forever. So don't wait, because if you tried to buy this beautiful mess, you know that it sells for over $100. And the ones that we have on our site for $65 right now, on this date, I don't know when you're watching this. This could be 12 years later in the future. But they'll be really expensive if you don't get them. So, all right, that's Deliverance and Sixpence. Then we have an older release that came out of Retroactive Records that I'm really proud of. It's a 2013 album that we released in 2019 on vinyl for the very first time. Deliverance, Hear What I Say. And I love the artwork on this. I love the giant song titles. I love the band picks. This is also a metal album. It's sort of like Stay of Execution, where it's a hybrid of the creative years and thrash. Although this one I think has more thrash than the creative years stuff, but it has both. It's not a 12 by 12 insert. It's like an 8.5 by 11, but it's an insert at least. So you at least have something to read and hold in your hands. Isn't that the greatest thing about vinyl? You can actually hold it in your hands. It's readable. If you're like me, your eyesight isn't as great as it used to be. I like the bigger font. Again, it's on black vinyl. Side A, side B. Retroactive Records logo. It sounds phenomenal. It's like a freight train. that occasionally slows down so that you can breathe. But it's a full-on metal album, so if you like your Deliverance metalized, got it. And I think these are either 19 bucks or they're somewhere around 20 bucks on boonesoverstock.com. So now's a good time to get those. And the album that came out after Learn by Deliverance is River Disturbance. Actually, before I go there, I just realized I forgot to show you the Hear What I Say CD. My apologies. Hear What I Say CD is also a 2019 reissue because the original issue sold out. This one isn't super fancy. Most of our releases are like Lamborghinis. They're super tripped out. This is a 4-panel insert, and it does have one bonus track on there though that wasn't on the Three Frogs release. We have really cool disc face. I like what Scott did there. The logo. Um, it's part of the Retro Archives editions, but I don't even know how to spell or pronounce the bonus track. Spieler, something like that. There, you can see it. It's a Rammstein cover that was not on the original. So thanks to Jimmy Brown for letting us use that. So instead of 10 tracks, you get 11, which makes this essential. It's remastered, and it's got the bonus track on there. So you do not want to miss out on this if you like metal and you like Deliverance. This is critical that you get that. Now, after Learn, Jimmy Brown and company moved over with Terry Taylor, still its production helm, and they moved over to Brainstorm Artists International. They were doing some great stuff over at BAI, and they spent a bunch of money. They had Word distribution, and Word basically opened up the bank and said, "Well, pay whatever it is, blah blah blah." So they just got tons and tons of money to record this album. That's one reason that it sounds so very good. So it's because there was so much money put in the production, the recording of it. This album is special. And if you've undervalued the creative years and you need to go back to this River Disturbance album, I am not joking. This is genius. I mean, I've put this out before. I put out a CD reissue that with a completely different cover back in the day, and I hadn't listened to it for years. And when we did this reissue, I went back and checked it out, and I texted Jimmy Brown and I said, "Jimmy, this album is pure genius." So you have songs like Belltown, After I Fell, River Disturbance, Now and Then, Speed of Light is genius. Map. A lot of people are like, Map's nuts. Map is a creative metal masterpiece. It's unbelievable. You Still Smile. Wow. Breathing Still. Again, this is like a greatest hits album for most bands, but it's every single album. It's got John Knox, John Maddox, Manny Morales, Jimmy P. Brown. Look at those picks. Those are so badass. I love it. I love it. Those are some serious musicians there. Manny Morales he thumps the bass like no get out, the drums, everything. It's just like so good on this. I love this. I'm so glad it came out on vinyl. Let's take a look at it. Once again, Scott Waters from No Life Till Metal. I can't give him enough credit. He always goes all out on these releases to make them authentic and as good as they can possibly be. So once again, you have the lyric sheet. This is truly just a 12 by 12 insert. So, and it's got really cool pictures. So really good. You get a nice insert there. And you get some awesome white vinyl. Very classy. I love it. Sounds so good. First time ever on vinyl. Limited to, I think we did 300 units of that. So that's been selling through pretty well. And so if you're waiting on your copy, I think we do have just the regular price on those sitting at like 20 bucks ish. So I highly recommend that. If you like the vinyl, go back to the store at boonesoverstock.com and get it. And to go with that, do yourself a favor. No matter how many times that you've bought this, this is the definitive ultimate edition. When we put this out in like, I don't know what it was, maybe like 2006, something like that, Caleb Olson, I had him redo the artwork. But Jimmy Brown requested that when we did the reissue this time, that one's long out of print, by the way. But Jimmy requested that we only have the original tracks that were on there, so no bonus tracks. And he requested that we have the original artwork, that we restore that. So we were faithful to the artist's vision, and we have the magic of the original tracks remastered again by Rob Caldwell of Bombworks Sound. We have this cool molten lava insert. It's a 12-page insert. This is the Lamborghini. This is the Lexus of reissues. This is the collector's dream. If you value your sound and the physical product of what you have at Retroactive Records, we are bringing you the best quality product. Most of our releases, all of our releases are remastered, and almost all of them feature 12-page inserts. Now, occasionally we don't have that. Occasionally, like with Barren Cross and Rapture, we did 16-page inserts. And so you're paying for a very high quality product here. Another collage, more of the lyrics. Scott did a great job of laying these out. As you can see, they're very readable. I love readable stuff. I don't like it when the font is too small. There we go. 12-page booklet. Here's the back. The back tray. These are part of the Legends Remastered series. So it never looked better, and it never sounded better. This is phenomenal, and Jimmy is very happy with it. And so we're just grateful that we get the chance to work with Deliverance and Jimmy Brown and Manny and the band. They're fantastic. So, hey, I want to thank you for taking time to hang out with me. And I also want to thank you as music fans for your support. Thank you for the ways that you reach out and encourage. Thank you for the ways that you support the bands and the scene by actually buying the product. So I just want you to know that we're committed to you, the fans, and we love hearing from you, and we will continue to offer great quality product. Be sure to share, be sure to like, be sure to make comments, let your friends know, and go to boonesoverstock.com and support these great releases. Thanks so much, and just pray that that my weed eater works the way it's supposed to, and that I don't my finger off or something. Bless you all. Have a great one. Bye bye.